In a day in which the Seahawks celebrated their Super Bowl team 10-year anniversary, this 2023 squad found themselves connecting with that 2013 vibe. And I'm not only talking about the players. The fans, the 12s, had a rekindling of some sort, causing 8 false starts, most by any NFL team since 2011. It's like watching the documentary about the season of Boom reminded everybody how dominant we were not only as a team, but as a fan base. We were the loudest stadium in the NFL, but we lost that title some time ago, and nobody did anything about it. We're still the same fan base. Why can't we be the loudest again? Now, going back to the players, the Hawks had a pretty mediocre game and they semi-blew the Panthers out 37-27. That is one of the most promising wins the Seahawks have had in a while, even considering the Lions win they had last week. But Bounty, they only beat the 0-3 Panthers, who were missing their first overall pick quarterback Bryce Young. Alright, first of all, Andy Dalton played great. The veteran quarterback had a better game and command of the offense than Bryce Young has shown in his first 2 games. He probably gave them the best opportunity to win against Seattle. Throwing for 361 yards and 2 touchdowns, he was slicing and dicing the Seahawks' banged up secondary. This was the perfect trap game for the Seahawks to lose. We've seen this game so many times before. Every Seahawks fan knows that backup quarterbacks play their best game against us, whether it's Colt McCoy, Andy Dalton, or Marcus Mariota. The offense has a couple of mistakes here and there, going 3 and out and settling for a field goal on 3 straight drives. Gino throws his first interception of the season, and boom, we're trailing at halftime against a team we were supposed to beat badly. If this was your ordinary Seahawks from 2018 to 2021, we probably lose this game. The offense playing from behind, not being able to sustain drives, the defense getting ran through like a train. It's your typical Seahawks trap game against a bad team. But this isn't your typical Seahawks team. We lost against all these bad teams last seasons because bad teams don't have good quarterback play and usually get by relying on their running game. This year though, the Seahawks have a run defense. There won't be any fluke games for these bad teams. If you want to beat the Seahawks, you're going to have to beat them exchanging blows with their offense. Forget the time of possession battle. You already know the vibes. Gino is a madman on a mission. Unfazed by his interception, he comes out swinging in the second half and went bananas on the Panthers defense. After going 11 of 23, he went for an almost perfect half, completing 12 of 13 passes in the second half. But for as much as I love Gino, the offensive MVP of this game was Ken Walker, going nuclear for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm not going to repeat myself too much, but he's the real offensive rookie of the year from last season. He has only built upon his success and is now one of the best running backs in the league. In fact, he had so much success against the Panthers, he actually asked the coaches to keep him off the field on one drive at the end of the game, hoping to share a touchdown with his rookie teammate Zach Charbonnet. That's when Jake Bobo ruined his party and scored the touchdown himself. DK keeps being the lead dog in the receiving room. Finishing with 112 yards, it really looks like he has taken that step forward to become that reliable wide receiver 1 we always wanted him to be. Tyler keeps being the clutchest player on the team, doing a reenacting of the 2014 NFC Championship 2-point conversion, which non-officially put the win away for the team. Some people are worried about Jackson Smith and Jigba. He hasn't produced much and the Seahawks aren't really using him either, since we have run a lot of 2 tight end sets to help our backup tackles against back-to-back tough matchups in the trenches. The Seahawks are coming off back-to-back 30-plus points games on offense, and their first-round wide receiver is coming off a wrist surgery. Why would they want to use JSN right now? This is the best case scenario for the Seahawks and JSN. Don't let the fantasy people get in your head and make you think it's a negative. What is actually a negative is all these injuries the Seahawks have had on their offensive line lately. Evan Brown was the only starting offensive lineman left in the game, after Phil Haynes was inactive and Damian Lewis left the game with a hand injury. The positive is that we actually have offensive line depth.
Huh?
Am I dreaming, bro? 2 weeks ago, I thought we would lose any game without Cross and Lucas. I'll give the credit to Jason Peters and the coaches. Having that kind of experience in the locker room does wonders for young players. You guys saw what happened last time with Adrian Peterson and Rashad Penny. Injuries didn't stop with the offensive line though. Going now to the defensive side, Trey Brown had to leave the game with a concussion. I was really excited to watch him after the big game he had versus Detroit. I believe it was his birthday too against the Panthers, so that makes it worse. Michael Jackson replaced him and did an okay job. Not good per se, because he did get beat a couple of times, but he was solid. But on the other side of the ball, our 5th overall rookie just keeps growing on me. Devon Witherspoon is a hit and quickly has become a fan favorite. He led the team with 11 tackles, had 13 targets, only allowed 1 first down, and had 2 forced incompletions. In my eyes, the Seahawks really struck gold with this one. Drafting a cornerback seemed greedy at the time, but with all these cornerback injuries, now it's looking like we was the best choice, including Jalen Carter, bro. I don't care. He's exceptional in coverage, but what really stands out is his aggressiveness. He's blowing up screens and diving head first at any player that even comes close to handling the football. Devon Witherspoon is crazy like a Jamal Adams, always looking for contact, energy always at 110%, and his teammates feeding off him. It's his 2nd game in the NFL, and he's already flexing and talking shit to everybody. I was expecting Witherspoon to start slow since he didn't have much of a training camp and missed the whole preseason. Not to mention, cornerback is one of the hardest positions to do the transition from college to the NFL. But he's just built different, bro. He has looked absolutely worthy of being the 5th overall pick. I highlighted Jalen Reed last week and I will do it again. He's playing out of his mind. But don't take my word for it. Pete Carroll even said
It's the best game I've ever seen him play. It was the best game ever.
And I agree. He's playing his best football. Jaren Reed channeled his inner 2013 Seahawks and did the Michael Bennett dance after a sack, which was awesome, but still, in the words of Pete Carroll,
He couldn't pull it off. He wasn't even close.
I thought that's very
But
neat.
the thought was there. It was a nice thought.
Pete also said he played through a legit groin injury that stopped him from practicing all week, which makes his game even more badass. I hope he can stay healthy throughout the season because he is huge for our defense and probably the main reason the run defense has been so good. The secondary, on the other hand, got beat quite a bit this game, but they also looked pretty good in the stretch of things. I am still not worried about it because Jamal and Rick Woolen are both coming back, and it should only keep getting better. Jason Myers had a great bounce back game, which he totally deserved. There's a reason he's debuting as a captain this season, and the fans need to respect him more for it. People were seriously ready to cut him after he missed a couple of field goals last game. In general, a lot of things went wrong for Seattle this past Sunday. Even when playing with a lot of backups on key positions, making a lot of mistakes on both offense and defense, the talent of the Seahawks roster just wins out against a bottom-of-the-barrel roster like Carolina, which is exactly what you want to see with a young team that's aspiring to win the division. Next week, we're playing Monday Night Football against the New York Giants, who just got their ass beat by the 49ers. Again, it's a pretty similar matchup to the Panthers. They have some good players on their defensive line that could cause some trouble. They may get Saquon back, but we get Jamal back, and everybody knows what happened last time. The Giants' offense shouldn't be too much trouble for the Seahawks' run defense. I would worry more about the Giants trying to use their rookie Jalen Hyatt on some deep balls. If the Seahawks don't plan accordingly, they could get surprised by the rookie's speed. Hopefully I'm wrong, but it's such a Seahawks thing to do. Still, I expect the Seahawks to win 27-24 in a game that shouldn't really be that close. But it's the Seahawks. If you expect the unexpected, you may be able to predict what happens. It's your boy Bounty. If you watched the video till the end, I just want to say thank you. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. If you hated it, make sure to leave a hate comment. That helps me too. So hopefully I'll see you guys next week, and go Hawks.